Taking the camera.
Hey, what's going on with you, everybody? I'm your man, Aaron Arnold.
And I'm Lindsay Arnold, and we got the owners of Powerhouse Couple for Life. What's up, Powerhouses? We're so excited to be here tonight. We are definitely enjoying coming on, sharing the truth, the raw truth, and nothing but the truth about relationships
Yeah,
and about love. And so we appreciate all the feedback that we're getting. We appreciate everybody that tunes in. We appreciate everybody that is
yes,
definitely progressing and being successful at the things that we are sharing. And we so appreciate you. If you like to comment, and definitely when you come on, comment. And we are using StreamYard right now, so we can't see who actually is watching us. But if you would, please just put next level in the comment or say hello or whatever it might be. But we are definitely excited. Powerhouse Couples for Life. We're located in Indianapolis, Indiana, and we definitely focus on relationship mastery, how to get that love back, that relationship that you always desire, or if you are single or divorced, that you really are focusing on wanting to attract the right mate for you. That we have definitely a signature system that allows you to go for that allows you to really deep within yourself and to realize, like, hey, why I've been attracting these types of relationships and what I can do going forward, and how that I can be the best me, the new concept of me. Once you're done with our 90-day Powerhouse Boot Camp, the best you can be, or
yeah,
even if you're in a marriage or relationship, how to come back to that first love feeling, where you
yes.
guys are just, you flowing, and hey, you
Hey,
rock it.
sexy, how you doing? Yeah,
So that you're in that place. And that's what Powerhouse Couple for Life really is
yeah,
about. Like, yeah, we definitely have had lots of situations in our lifetime that we really, thanks for joining us. Like we
yes,
said, we can't see you because we're using StreamYard. You definitely, if you could comment and say hello so we know who is tuning in,
yeah.
that would be absolutely excited. We thank you for tuning in. And so I definitely have to say that, communication, our inner thoughts, all of those things. Hey, mom, how are you?
Yeah,
And all of those things definitely have absolutely, been a big part of our relationship, that we just, couldn't get it together. And so we had to work on it, work on it, work on it, until we really came to a point in our life that we said, I know that it's not just us, but I know that there are other relationships, whether they're in a state of making an ultimatum or whether they're in the state of just existing, that really need
yeah,
someone out here to be truthful in how to get themselves to the place of where they used to be in love. They used to, have it working, and that they're no longer, that is working for them, but that they're no longer just existing in a
man.
relationship. Because you always think about this, hey, when you get married, like, that's the ultimate thing. You've arrived in your life,
Woo! Hey,
you arrived in your life, and so you like, okay, well, was such and such just got married, but they get ready to get a divorce. Why? And I think for me, it was always, I would always observe those people around me to see, like, well, why didn't it work for them? That's what I would always think. Even when in the college that I chose, I thought about people that went before me and then they came back home, and I'm like, well, why didn't it work for them? Nah, I don't want to choose that school, because obviously something's not working, not realizing it might have been just that person or whatever they had going on in their life. And so I think a lot of people may do that. And you can say whether, you think, what was your thoughts about marriage?
well, I didn't see, the great example of marriage coming up. I mean, to be honest, I seen domestic violence and things like that, and really just like I felt that they were just settling and really just living together to make things work and paying bills. So that model, I didn't really see that. And so at first coming up, there's nobody who told me about marriage and how it works, and how to make it happy. And after you say I do, what do you do after that part? And and examples of all marriages around. I'm like, I didn't see none that was like that was blooming or blossoming and saying, hey, you know what? Dang, I, I can take some good notes from that. But I'm like, or people like they being married, but they just cheating on their spouse and things like that. And I'm like, I'm like, I didn't jump in this to be cheating on you and doing wrong and I like, hey, I'm saying happily ever after. So how you do that? And so we really do model after the places and the things that we see, and we say, no, that's not gonna be me. But in reality, we do pick that up, and we do uh, have thoughts and our emotions and things like that. So, but anyway, so there's no really no training out there. There's really no what to do. And yes, we definitely happy for people who get married and things like that. But look, it's if you do get married, it's time to have a real heart to heart talk about what's what
Yes.
we think and what we do, and we're gonna have to face those inner demons, those inner beliefs and concepts. And I say all that because this is what we had to do. Okay,
Yes.
you know what I mean? We was happy like, yeah, yeah, hey, everybody, hey, this my baby right here. You know what I mean? But man, when we got into it, it was like, hey man, this is some You know what I'm saying? Hey, why
I
you?
don't like her.
Hey, yeah, no, hey, all right, why are you doing that? You know what I'm saying? And there was really no right to really help us out with that, and so that's what we're doing right now, and open up and saying, you know what? Look, this is real. I'm like, people can fake and be phony all they want to, like, hey, yes, it's everything is great. Nah, you coming home like I want to just choke this mother. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand them. I can't stand her. And y'all just coexisting, and then what I mean. The kids are watching, and then how you think they gonna act? Kids don't do what we say; they do what we do.
Yes, they
Yeah,
do.
I mean, our son, he's a prime example, boy. Hey, if we ain't doing something, hey, you ain't did your stuff. Why you got me doing? I'm like, he's only 3, so that's just a prime example. So like I said, that's the whole reason why we doing this because hey, we done been there. We're like, hey, started from the bottom, now we here. Hey, but hey, when we started from the bottom, man, we wasn't here. You hear me? We wasn't here. So there was things that we had to understand.
Yes.
There was things that we had to dive into our self belief, our core, our thoughts, and things that we done picked up and like, hey, I'm gonna use that, but it wasn't good things that we like. That's what we should use. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't good things that we picked up, and so like I said, nobody be transparent. But I'm like, hey, I know it's being vulnerable on the internet. I know people like, I wouldn't do that. But hey, it's not by us, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to see healthy relationships. We want to see healthy homes and not just existing or like I said, you get ready. Don't you put your hands off, get your hands off of. But man, it's time to really be happy and know our worth and have that relationship, have that marriage that you really want by having knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So that's what we really try to go through. I'll tell you like this. I had core beliefs because before I turned into and when I was just younger, I was like, man, I was dealing with the streets and things like that. So I had image of myself of being this street guy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, as just really in things that God really like guide me and lead me and going forward, like, hey, you're not this. You're more than that. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You're gonna have to leave the street guy on back there. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I was like my whole closet was like Dexter Laboratory. I had white tees, straight brand new white tees, off white they tees. No, you can't wear those white tees no more. Those straight work white. Man, everything had to upgrade within myself. I know that go a little bit too far. That's okay. You're live. You can't take it back. So, but man, it's been an upgrade. Like I said, in the belief of myself And before really like having our son, it didn't feel like or saying that, you know what, I could be this father, I can be this husband,
Mhm.
because I never had the example. Nobody showed it. Nobody teaches on that. I'm like, you think about it, they make you take a test for everything else, driver license, and you gotta take this test to go to school to get this career. But hey, I like them. I mean, they're marry you to a doorknob. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I said it. I mean, I mean, am I
But
right?
it's all important, absolutely. So you right. It's all important that
Yeah,
yeah, that you do really take a look on the inside and going for the relationship that you desire. And I think for us, the pivotal moment was you had already came in with the mindset of us. And I think that's where we start at, is really getting people to understand us is the mindset that you have to have. Yes, we do dive into the part of, yeah, let's talk about your core beliefs. Let's talk about how you feel about yourself, how you feel about relationships, and where you're standing in regards to your mate and your relationship, in regards to how you're feeling, your emotions, your thoughts that you have experienced over time, all of those things that you really setting up a new concept of yourself. Right now in our next level relationship and love breakthrough, we're doing a awesome 5-day challenge in regards to unleashing your personal power, and each day
yes.
is like it's unfolding. And we definitely yes. And
Mhm.
yeah, Carmen Fowler, she says we need application for marriage.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's where we definitely have to say that this is the program that we really try to make sure that people are successful in that,
Yeah.
and that they are truly applying these things first, and that they come into that mindset of, okay, this is us, and this is how us, or our oneness, comes together. Because otherwise you feel like, well, this is for you, this is me, and this is you. And how, really there's no point in time that you're really coming together in oneness. Yes, the marriage is supposed to be a representation of that you're committed to becoming one. But if you're still dealing with those hurts and pains and those beliefs, how can you become one? Why how are you going to bring baggage in and make it good? And so you really have to deal with those things first, even if you are married. That, yeah, you still can do that, and then you guys can almost like recreate what you have already. And that's the key that our program really
Mm.
focuses on, is recreating what you have now, and getting rid of all the stuff that
Yeah.
doesn't matter
If you don't
anymore.
mind, if I jump
Mhm.
in. Yeah, we done with on we married and things like that, and we definitely understand there's not a whole lot of married couples out there, so we deal with even just a relationship form, and so that, hey, that you have a better relationship,
Mhm.
better boyfriend and girlfriend, and so that your relationship can be good. And
Mhm.
I know, like, hey,
Attracting the right mate.
man, attracting the right mate, so you can stop attracting the toxic
Toxic.
relationships and things like that.
Yeah.
And so really helping with that part. So we don't just deal with marriage, we deal with relationship, period.
Yes.
Because, hey, we both can understand we've been together about 12 years now, and we done been through the fire, tested, certified.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So like I said, we done been through the ups and downs, and we've been to that low place, and like I said, we understand it. And so now, look, and us learning from that point, that look, we have the expertise now to say, look, we can help you go further, because, hey, we don't learn from our mistakes, we don't learn from our bumping our head and the arguments, and the point of
Mhm.
where we was at that point where, hey, even we was gonna get a divorce,
Yeah.
this real talk, like, hey, that was on the table because of the whole inner thoughts and things that we thought and we believe, and
Not communicating,
not
not
commit
understanding. I mean,
in
that was
intimacy.
hard. Yeah, intimacy was a big, issue, and we really had to address those things from the inner part. And for me, I didn't, I was like, okay, well, I'm not really believing what he's saying is the inner parts that has to make a difference in order for us to go on the outside. But once all of those things that he was saying was applied, and the application is totally true. Once you're really releasing that resistance, you can understand who you are so that you can understand other people, and you can have an empathy to what's happening, why conflict is happening,
Yeah.
and you can feel the other person's who what they're going through, what they've experienced, especially if you dishing out the hurt or pain, or however that you really can understand that. And for me, I was like, well, I am communicating, but it wasn't in a way that was truly respecting how he communicated, or really that I was getting an understanding to how he communicated. And so it would always end up that we're never coming together. We were still getting further and further apart, because we had not yet got that understanding of how one another communicated. And yes, for me, and I think for way that we are raised up, that we communicate in that perspective, and you have to look at the other perspective. The perspectives make a big difference. And the way I say lid, he may say, or say pan. I might say pan, and he says pot. And it may be two different things, or skillet. And you go like, okay, well, I just said that, go get the pan, and he's like, no, it's just. But even that simple thing, getting that understanding of what you're meaning, really makes a difference in how you can go forward, or what someone's meaning. And the only way that you do that is, yes, you're having those conversations, you're observing your mate, and you're doing all of those things. We had to get to that point, or I had to get to that point. Let me say that. I'll take my part, because I definitely had no clue that that was what was required. I just felt like, hey, we got a common bond, and we best friends, and hey, we can do this. We can live together for the rest of our lives, right? And
Right.
that was like, oh, that's not all that's required. It's sort of like when you buy a toy and it says the C batteries is required in order for it to work. We needed some batteries in order for it to work. And those batteries was us getting understanding, us learning the communication style and the perspective from one another, and taking in consideration all those things, like how you grew up, and how it was, we took in consideration all that, so that we can say, oh, okay, now let's make a defining moment for us. How are we going to define what one another means? When we did that, then it was like, voila. And now we could see, oh, okay, this is how it works. And then from that point on, that those principles about and my husband, he can talk more about the principles and how those really come into play in making sure that, yes, everybody is in place, the vision and the mission of the family is carried out, and that there is no open cracks or holes in which you guys that leads, and if not, these are not in place, that they are causing the relationship to definitely be stagnant or not go further. And I mean, it affects our life, our success, but and most of all, what's most important to us is our relationship. So go ahead.
Oh,
Principles.
go ahead. So, hey, man,
Okay.
it's so important. Like I said, man, to have your principles in place. I mean, it helps you. It protects you. It gets the household, your relationship on one accord. It helps whether your relationship or a marriage or your family. If you live by principles, it'll advance you, because you're like, look, you don't have to know everything, but understand that, hey, I'm gonna follow this belief right here. I use them for business. Like, hey, if you was going to invest in something, okay, understand how it works before you invest your money, because if you don't understand it, you're going to lose it. Same thing with marriage. If you don't understand your mate or understand yourself, and you expect it to stay together, eventually you're going to lose it, or you're going to want to, hey, I'm going to have to separate from this, because you don't understand that. So that having that principle of, what, I understand, we're going to have this fundamental base about certain things. It's like even then we had a thing about keys. Okay, I was bad with keys. I was like, hey babe, you see my keys, babe? You see my keys, babe? You see my keys, babe? Dang, dude, what'd you do with your keys? And I'm like, you know what? So we had a little system like, hey, look, we're gonna put our keys right here. So we ain't gotta be every time we get ready. Hey, you seen the keys, babe? Hey, you seen the keys? It was like that every single time. So that principle of hey, having the one core spot of hey, where to put the keys. But like even with communication, to say, you know what? Hey, when I'm saying like this, or when I'm coming from this area, this is what I'm feeling like. This is what I really like to have from you. This is a moment where I really for you just listen, okay? And if I say, hey, can I get your input or however what works for your relationship, okay? And when you start doing that, then hey, now you got some principles on communication, principles on your relationship and what's going forward and things of that sort. So when you start doing that, hey, and you start understanding your mate filter, your knowledge, and hey, I know when I get like this, I don't want to be around nobody. Or when she gets like this how she is. Hey, I know, hey, this is sex time. You know what I mean? Hey, I know when Mother Nature is coming. You know what I mean? You have these understandings so you don't be disappointed, like, dang, why I ain't getting up? It's because Mother Nature time, okay? You know what I mean? Hey, it's real. We doing the grown talk, okay? Hey, so if you want to have that moment of intimacy, you better be trying to get know and understand that this is your time between here and here and get that in. You see what I'm saying? So stuff like that, man, is so vital.
So what do principles? Explain to people what principles really do, because you have given them examples. So besides that, principles are really allowing you to have a foundation to work from. And I
Yeah,
think that's, if that's right, that you really have this foundation, you have this commitment and understanding from both people, right? That okay, we're going to say this is what is a part of our life. This is how we're going to operate in this area, and we've established this together. Okay, so that this conflict doesn't come about again. And the only thing that I can do is remind you of the commitment that you said that this is going to work for the both of us.
yes.
That's what the principle is going to do. So it's going to definitely say, okay, just as we have the Constitution, or we have laws in place, that you really have a principle or a law in place that says, okay, we can't waver from this law, because if you do, there may be a fallout from it. And it could be not only conflict, but it could be maybe it cost you money because you didn't follow through with it. It could be that it cost you moving forward in one area or the other, or what you're investing in, and so that is why it's so important for the principle to be in place. So a principle is necessary. We feel like the principles are eternal. If you definitely break those eternal principles, and you can go back to the Bible if you want to, and see how God moves from principles. He works off of principles. Same thing for our lives. Us being God's sources, we definitely have to work from principle. Otherwise, we're being disobedient to our mates, and then we're being disobedient to God.
Also, I mean, to help out with principles is order. Okay, I end on this note. Principles is order. Think about it like this, and I'll say this, and we get ready to go. And like I said, because it will help your life out, so it will help out so important. Just like, hey, if you want to eat fruit or vegetable, you gotta follow the plan. You can't keep it in your pocket, can't keep it in the cabinet. You gotta plan it. Also, understand that hey, it takes time for that plant to come into fruition. And when it does, hey, you know that it takes that time. Hey, you got to plant at this time, and you start be able to eat from however long it takes to grow. And once you start to understand, hey, things like hey, protect your character, so you have an understanding, so you can communicate, and you start putting those fundamental things in place. Now you got a pivotal point of where to go from, or you know what I mean, or hey, we want to make an investment together as a family. So you go back to the other plan to say, you know what, we got our family plan about where we want to go to, and does that fit into our plan? Will it help us go forward? Do we understand that part? And that's what you come back to everything communication to your mind. Hey, before I accept this new idea, is this helping me go further? Is this holding me back? So these are principles that will help you, and I hope that I make sense from that. I hope that they'll really help out. But man, that it is so vital and important that, like I said, it will protect your relationship. It'll make your relationship a lot happier. She's not smiling, but that's okay. Hey, it will help. It helps it out so
Not
much.
smiling.
Anyway, so but it, yes, 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 principal. So, but man, for real, it's so key to everything in your life, in your business that will help you go further. Because if you don't put something in place that will help you come from a pivotal point,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. You'll be going for everything, anything that come in, blowing the wind and things like that. So, hey, I'm your man, Aaron Arnold. This your girl, Lindsay.
And we want to thank everybody that tuned
Everybody,
in today. We definitely
absolutely,
want to
yeah,
say that we are opening up spots in our program, and we definitely ask you to schedule a call. We put it on the post to schedule a 45-minute breakthrough session if you definitely are looking to revitalize or even to have that relationship that you really have in the beginning, and you just been together for so long and you really are wanting to make it work, or make it exciting again, make it powerful again. That's what Powerhouse Couples for Life does, and we have a 90-day program that we are excited about. We're
yeah.
doing, if you haven't joined us, join our group, Next Level Relationship and Love Breakthrough. Right now we're doing a 5-day challenge about unleashing your power, your personal power. I'm sorry, unleashing your personal power to show up in your life and in your relationship. And I mean, each night we're just on the second night and you can go. We have units in our group where you can go back and learn. We have a workbook that goes along with it, so you can really dive in it on your own and assess those parts. And we're gonna probably leave the training up for just to probably next week, next Tuesday. But definitely get in our group, Next Level Relationship and Love Breakthrough, where you can get exclusive trainings, exclusive tips in regards to how to maximize your life, how to become a powerhouse, and go forward. And I thank you, Mom, for tuning in.
Yes. Hey, man, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting, and also you're gonna get your breakthrough and help you show up and show out what you need in your relationship. So, hey, we love you very much, and you guys take care, and we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you again. All right. Bye bye.